Hello and welcome back to the Illegal Pancakes podcast, where today we will be giving our first impressions on Doom Eternal. Now, this might be coming kind of late, but we honestly have other things to do.
The world is kind of ending.
Yeah. So, we just want to share our initial thoughts. I haven't gotten too far into the game. I'm only in level 3 on UV, so it's been taking me a lot longer than I've been wanting it to. What about you, Rob?
I've been kind of being sick on and off this week, so I haven't been able to play nearly as much as I expected I'd be able to at this point. But I just beat the 3rd level on UV, so we're about at the same point in the game. I'm a little farther.
So we're just going to go over a list of the things we've noticed so far that we think, they did well. A couple of things that we consider to be concerns, maybe not necessarily like bad things yet because, we're only a quarter of the way into the game. And then there's an elephant in the room that we're going to need to talk about because, our history with Doom. And we'll start with the good. Do you want to lead us, Robbie?
Yeah, I do, but it's almost hard to start because this game is good. Like, holy cow. This is probably one of the best shooters I've ever played. And that's saying a lot because I've played Quake and Halo 3 and the old Doom games and the new Doom games. So the fact that it stands up with those is saying a lot. But what's interesting, I think, about this game is 2016 felt like it was trying to replicate the gameplay of the old Doom games, but also make them like more modernized. And then this one feels more like a more well-polished version of 2016's gameplay. Would you agree with that, Connor?
Yep, it's its own thing now.
Yeah, it's where most traditional shooters are running around with like hit scans and stuff. This a lot of people compare it to those like arcade shoot 'em up games where you're just flying around and you have to dodge 100 projectiles, and that's pretty accurate to what this game is like. And if you've played any of those like horrible master level WADs from like the classic Doom games, that's pretty much what it becomes when you put like 100 enemies on a map. So it's really cool to see that type of gameplay being used, but also with a whole bunch of new features built around speed and using the weapon wheel. I just want someone to make a Doom mod for the classic games that give you the weapon wheel from the new one. Because it is so nice and it just slows down time and everything. But it is really fun. But not only is it fun, but it's like challenging.
Oh yeah.
And for the most part, it always feels fair. There's been like 1 or 2 moments that have felt unfair. But it is good. It's a shooter down to its core.
Yeah.
And beyond that, it's a new Doom game. So you have all of the crazy and ridiculous stuff from Doom thrown in there and all the weapons you love.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
So it is a difficult game, but it's one that you can always like power through in the end. Like maybe you weren't using the right approach the first time, or maybe, I don't know. Like sometimes, it does gang up on you a bit, like enemies, just the way they move.
Yeah. What surprised me about this game is like on the first level, like you fight the imp, the zombie man, like the basic grunt type enemies that you see at the beginning of the Doom games, and then it throws the freaking Arachnotron at you. And the Arachnotron is a pain in this game. Like, he is tough. But you can make it through with the exception of that BS part in the subway. That sucked, where you're like in that hallway with the Arachnotron. That part sucked. But the rest of the game, it was good.
Yeah, you were talking about the part with like the fireballs and all that.
Yeah, but it's after the fireballs. You walk, like, you turn, and you're just in this hallway, and you're just stuck in there with this Arachnotron. And like he takes up the whole room. I was like, ugh. Did John Romero come back and build this part of the game?
All right. So just going into more specific detail with at least what I like. So The enemy designs, the way the levels look, all freaking fantastic.
I like how there's like giant mech robots on every level that are just like
There.
chilling out there.
Yeah.
The game is absolutely like beautiful with the environments. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, it runs surprisingly well on Xbox One.
It runs really well on my PC as well, surprisingly. I mean, my PC's a little old, so I have the graphics set pretty low, but it runs better than 2016 does, which is weird but also cool.
And then what else? The sound effects,
Yeah.
all pretty good. Like, cartoonish at times. Like, if you use a glory kill on a, or if you do a glory kill on a cacodemon, you pull out its eye, there's like a, you know.
Yeah. There's a weird popping sound.
Yeah.
The characters themselves all look a little more cartoony stuff. Like, it's a lot brighter colors and stuff. In 2016, everything was like just the color red. Pretty much, it was like a darker, grittier game. And in this one, there's like color, there's light, there's daytime.
Yeah. I guess I kind of noticed that, like, in people's thumbnails, it's like, oh, maybe they just turn the brightness up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hell Knights are purple instead of being dark gray.
They're
They also
purple?
have eyeballs now. Yeah.
Huh. I guess I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, take a look. They're purple.
Yeah. Then another thing. So this was part of my video on how to not handle the plot in Doom Eternal. The cutscenes. So far they have been not that intrusive. Would you agree?
Yeah, they're quick. You can skip them. The only thing that does kind of bug me is there's a lot of cutscenes of doors opening up. And this isn't really a complaint against Doom Eternal. It's kind of more a complaint about all video games that do that. Like, you don't need to have a cutscene to show a door open up. Like, maybe if it's like a small, obscure door, but when you have like a massive door the size of a house opening up, the player knows when that happens.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring it to a cutscene.
Yeah, I guess it gives you a little bit of a breather for like 5 seconds
Yeah.
before it lets in more enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, and then one last good thing, the collector's edition. Oh boy, is it awesome. As you can see on the screen, have some pictures of the Doomslayer helmet. I thought it looked kind of big at first, but it looks pretty normal. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It lights up, too. Like, I didn't even know it lit up. Paint job's pretty good. It's very well built. Like, this is probably one of the best, like, gimmicky collector's edition items I've ever gotten. Like, to the point where it doesn't feel as much of a gimmick. They actually tried with this one.
Which is cool because this is made by the same company that made Fallout 76, and they screwed everybody over with their collector's edition.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that, but like,
Oh, yeah.
they advertised it was going to come with this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I've been on the internet. I have definitely heard about that.
I'd heard about it, but I didn't do any research until like a week ago. And I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
what if this is Doom Eternal?
No, it thankfully is not that way. But
This was definitely made by the A-Team.
yeah. Really kind of dumb thing though, like they do give you an instruction sheet for the manual or the helmet. And like I was looking at this like what dumbass does not know how to put on a helmet?
What point has it come in gaming where video games don't come with instruction manuals, but helmets that come with video games have instructions?
Yeah. And this was before I found out that it lit up, so it shows you like, hey, this is where the battery pack is. So I guess that's pretty fair. And it also shows you how to adjust it. There's like a whole construction helmet type contraption in there, so it fits like around your head, and then it's got a neck strap. So yeah, I guess it's kind of justified. But yeah, other than the helmet, you get an 11 by 17 poster, The Gift of Argent Energy. It's just a little poster, which I guess is okay. You get this, what's this called? Like, it's pretty much the Slayer Testament in physical form. It's got like some nice artwork of the new monsters, the Crucible, some environments, stuff like that. Pretty neat. It's got like this faux, like leather bound ish thing. Don't know how to describe it. But yeah, it's pretty neat. And then you get a steelbook, pretty okay one. Like the only complaint I have about it is that the inside of it's just a monochrome version of the outside. And then you also get what I'm assuming is the Doom 2016 and the Doom Eternal soundtracks, or at least samples from them, on a physical cassette. Now, the back of this also has the download code for the lossless versions of both, which, unfortunately, the Doom Eternal soundtrack is not ready yet. It might be by the time that we upload this, but I don't know. There hasn't been any news on it or anything. But yeah, I don't actually know if what's actually on this cassette because I do not have a cassette player. So maybe I'll find out someday.
Yeah, maybe if you buy an old car, you can stick it in the cassette player.
Yeah, find an old Walkman at a Goodwill or something.
I got one at my house if you bring it over.
Yeah. Might be a while. So yeah, and then what else? Oh yeah. DLC wise, you get the first year of DLC for free, which I kind of wish it was a full on season pass, but I don't know. This is better than nothing. It's better than what you get like DLC wise with a lot of other games. They just give you like random crap, like, oh, here's a costume. I mean, this one does give you a costume. You get the demonic Slayer skin, and then you also get the crap. There was something else.
The classic shotgun skin.
Oh, that was a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, but that still comes with the collector's edition, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I got the pre-order bonus.
Yeah,
that.
And then it has the Doot Revenant.
And then,
do you have the classic sound pack?
Oh yeah, that came with that too.
How is it? I don't have it unlocked, so I don't know.
Oh no, you do it from the audio menu. It's like all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have a collector's edition, so I didn't.
You don't have it unlocked yet?
I don't think so.
You should. I have it unlocked.
I don't think it came with the pre-order.
It should have came with the pre-order.
No, that came with the collector's edition.
Wow.
Because there's like the pre-order just got Doom 64, and then the classic shotgun and the Doot Revenant.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick because I think it should have came with the pre-order because I didn't get it until I used the pre-order code. But yeah, speaking of which, just side note, Doom 64, pretty awesome port.
I haven't played the new port yet, but I've played the original on your Nintendo 64, and I've played a couple WADs that were trying to be Doom 64.
Yeah, all I can say is it runs a lot better than it did on my piece of crap N64, which anytime the screen goes dark, the video cuts out for a bit. And if you've played Doom 64, the screen is almost always dark, which means it cuts out about every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Still, it's a hidden classic with new levels now.
Oh yeah, like I haven't gotten to any of those yet. I'm still pretty early in that. I mean, I've been trying to beat.
Yeah, I think I'm going to power through Eternal before I mess with 64.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's nice to be able to have all the Doom games on modern ports now.
Holy crap, yeah, the classic weapons was part of the collectors and, like, I guess the deluxe edition or digital deluxe.
Yeah, deluxe, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was a pre-order bonus.
How does that work, though? Does it give just, like, classic sounds to the guns, or is it all the enemies, too?
I haven't used it in a level yet. I used it in the Fortress of Doom, though. Like, Doom Guy, instead of, making his normal grunts, he'll, like, make the classic ones.
Yeah.
Shotgun does sound like the classic shotgun. But yeah, I don't know about the monsters. I kind of turned it off because I wanted to hear, like, the new stuff.
Yeah, the new stuff.
Yeah.
I think that all of the bonuses you get from pre-order or deluxe edition or collector's edition, I think all those can be unlocked via playing the game, so you don't have to feel bad about not pre-ordering it.
Yeah. Save.
But if you did, you get a little special thing. So
yeah, I mean, save for the first year DLC, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then Doom 64, of course, but that's only like $5. That's not too much.
Oh, is it only $5 right now?
I think that's asking price.
Huh? I figured they'd charge more.
Yeah,
it's worth more.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the territory of concerns. Now we should say again, we're not that far into the game, so maybe these aren't actual issues, but
These are just impressions we've had and things we're a little nervous about.
yeah, these are just our opinions. We're not trying to pick the game apart. We already said it is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with one. So with Doom 2016, starting ammo, at least for the shotgun, was pretty skimpy, but now it's like even worse because instead of like 20 or 25 or whatever, you start out with only like 16 rounds. This is like your only weapon for a little bit.
For a long time, it feels like.
Oh, didn't seem like that long for me because you eventually get the what are they calling the heavy assault rifle now?
What is the? I think it's just the heavy assault rifle, heavy cannon, or
Heavy
something
cannon,
like that.
yeah. But yeah, you eventually end up with that, and that is like a decent amount of ammo. But like the
Yeah.
shotgun, it's like 16 rounds. What is this? And then you get your first ammo upgrade. You're like, oh yeah, it's gonna knock me up to 20. I mean, that's like around the starting point for 2016, but it's better than nothing. But no, it only brings you up to 18.
And then when you get the super shotgun, that's only 9.
Yeah, weird.
And this game has a. I think it's because the game has a higher emphasis on using the chainsaw strategically instead of a get out of jail free card. And I don't know. I kind of liked it as a get out of jail free card. So the ammo, I think Doom Eternal is a thinking man's game, and you have to use everything strategically and with a plan, and that's why people who play Animal Crossing won't like this game, because you have to think about using the chainsaw as opposed to just using the chainsaw. Was that too much?
I don't know. That was pretty funny. You threw in
Yeah.
a Animal Crossing reference there.
Guess what? Screw Animal Crossing. The game's for babies. It's for little girls
Yeah,
in Asia.
I don't know. The friggin' memes are pretty decent, somewhat. But so yeah, like kind of what you were saying. You mentioned this to me earlier. Like this might just be a problem early on in the game, but it seems like there are certain enemies you're not able to use the chainsaw on. It's like you only
Yeah, I
have
don't.
a gas limit of like 3,
Yeah.
so that might be up to Arachnotron. I'm not sure. I think I
No,
might have
you
used it
can't.
on
You
one.
can't chainsaw arachnotrons. You can't use it on Hell Knights. Uh, you can use it on what's it called, prowlers, but you can't use it on what's it called, other larger enemies, like the Revenant and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it gets upgraded later in the game or not. Which in my video earlier, I said that this was, I think it was on the weapons video. I made a comment about how it'll balance itself out by giving you less ammo if you use it on a bigger enemy. And I don't know. I feel like they should have. I don't know. I feel like that would have been a better use of it than just making it that you can't use it on big enemies.
Hmm.
But well, the game is still good.
Yeah.
Once I get the lightsaber, it'll probably make up for it.
Yeah. Okay. So another thing on my list, movement feels very, very slow. Now this is kind of mitigated by the new dash maneuver you can do, which is pretty friggin' awesome. But like just overall, like enemies seem to move way faster than you do. I mean, this is the same thing in 2016. I don't know if it's just because I always play these on UV or whatnot, but it just kind of gets annoying at times, especially when they can close in on you really fast. Like if you're airborne, they can still melee your feet when you're trying to move out of the way.
I think another issue with that could be just the fact that we've played so much classic Doom, and in the originals, your guy sprints so fast.
Yeah. It's kind of it's borderline ridiculous in that game. Same with like Quake. You move pretty fast in Quake. Like
I just think it's always funny because someone will like walk into my room and I'll be playing classic Doom and I'll be sprinting around, and someone who's not really familiar with the game will be like, "Whoa, you're moving really fast and not falling into the lava." I'm like, "Yeah, that's because I got good."
so yeah, but yeah, like I don't know, the dash kind of makes up for it. Like it gets much better after you upgrade it so that it recharges faster, but still, like, there are points where I've been like chugging along trying to get out of like enemy fire, and then I run into another one, or they're still able to shoot me like in the back. A bunch of pussies.
What kind of bugged me was you don't get the dash until level 2, and for all of level 1 you don't have it, but you're like, the dash is like a really important part of this game.
Yeah.
And not having it just feels doesn't feel good. The first level was definitely my least favorite, just because the Doom guy was so weak the whole time, because you don't have any of your upgrades. And it's been so long since I've played Doom without any upgrades that I was like, oh, what is this? It's a Stone Age.
Yeah. So another thing that's kind of been an issue for me personally, been falling into pitfalls in combat areas a lot. Like, what gives? I don't know if there's like, it seems like there's more of them than there were in 2016.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just kind of like, yeah, that's like a nitpick really. Like, I'm not being like overly aware of where I am, just trying to move away from everything, fall into one, damn it, get thrown back up there into the fray. Crap. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe that'll get better later on, but I don't know.
Yeah, one thing that has been kind of bugging me is that the melee attack is pretty much useless in this game. I mean, it has the blood punch you get later, but if you just physically just go up to like a weak zombie and just start bashing the melee button, he will never die. Like, it stuns enemies sometimes, but you can't kill anyone with just the punch attack, which in 2016 you could, and even in the originals you could. I mean, it was really hard in the originals, and if you're really out of ammo in Doom 1, you were probably going to die. Like, there's no way around that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of like, if you're going to have the punch be totally useless, why is it even in the game, you know?
Yeah, it's really weird, especially since the pistol isn't in the game anymore. Like, you don't have a
Yeah.
fallback in case you actually do run out of ammo.
Which happens. I just
Yeah.
don't know what happens when you run out of chainsaw fuel. Hope I don't
Doesn't
find out.
it gradually recharge? Like, one of them will.
It probably, the chainsaw probably does. That would make sense.
Yeah. Because I think it only recharges up to like one, maybe, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
They throw a lot of tutorials at you. I've probably forgotten half of them already.
Yeah,
Like, I either integrated them into muscle memory or
yeah.
like what.
I guess that could be another concern as well, as how much stuff there is thrown at you. Like, you have to know how to use the different Praetor tokens and weapon points, and
Yeah. Not just that
the
they
gore
exist.
nest. Yeah.
Not just that they exist, but you have to like actually remember to use them, because
Yeah,
you can do them in level.
And like we said, like, this game is hard. Like, you have to use the upgrades in this game to beat it. Like, I was mean to look up if somebody's ever beaten Doom 2016 without using any of the upgrades besides the essential ones. I don't know if anyone has. I'd be very impressed if somebody was able to beat Doom Eternal without using any of the health or weapon upgrades or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because
There is like an achievement you can get for it or whatever. Like, if you only use one upgrade, but it doesn't like lock you into a specific difficulty level.
yeah, I know there's an achievement if you punch the doors on the Slayer Gate.
Yeah. I didn't mean achievement. I meant like one of those little like badge things that you can get.
Ah,
I
okay.
forget what those are called. Dang. Not accolade, but I don't know. People will know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. All right, so now for the elephant in the room, the one thing that everybody has been listening intently for. Our thoughts on Mick Gordon's new soundtrack. How would you sum up our thoughts, Robbie?
I think
So
it's
far.
an improvement. I mean, maybe not a huge improvement, but I think it is more focused. At least it seemed like it was more focused in metal elements in the first two levels. The third one had a bit more electronic stuff in it. But I think it's better. I don't think it's anything mind blowing or anything, but there are a lot of classic songs that have just been remade, which I really, really like. So I would say that it was an improvement and the world is a better place because of the videos we made talking about our thoughts on the music.
The one that we put out like a day before the game came out.
Oh, well, no, I was talking more about the one that we did 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Just because there was some guy who commented, he was like, yeah, really, this channel has, 30 subscribers? You think Bethesda's going to listen to you? Well, guess what? They did. So suck it.
Yes, Bethesda. They have complete creative control over Mick Gordon. They tell him what to do.
I hope not.
Yeah. As far as I know, he's living out in Australia and he just emails all of his work to him. I'm actually curious about the working dynamic, between him and id, because I guess they would have to meet at some point.
Yeah, because, I mean, it'd be one thing if you're just writing songs and emailing to him, but the fact that the music is so, built into the game makes me curious how it all works.
Yeah.
And it makes me curious if Mick Gordon does any of that programming or any of that stuff himself, or if he just sends them a bunch of sound bites. Because the way people talk, they make it sound like he single-handedly did all of it, but that's a lot of stuff, and I don't know if you can be a music major and a coding major at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'd rather do one thing really well, or than try to do two things half-assedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in particular, a couple songs that I want to mention that I kind of liked. I like the menu thing. It's a remix of
Gates of Hell, I think.
Yeah, the Icon of Sin theme.
So what's funny is I play that song in our video about the music in Doom 2016, and it was because I found it on the internet a few days before, and I figured it was just like a fake fan-made song because it sounded so much like the original. So I was like, sure, I'll just... Because that happens all the time when a new gamer movie comes out. There'll be a bunch of fake videos saying it's the official soundtrack. So I was like, whatever, I'll just steal this and throw this in because this is pretty cool. And then when I booted up the game, it started playing it. I was like, holy crap, no way. That video wasn't lying. This is actually in the game.
Yeah.
So in the video where we're talking about why we don't like Mick Gordon's music, it's literally playing his music.
Well, we look kind of dumb, probably.
It's okay. The video doesn't have as many views as the others.
Yeah. I don't know. We've used BFG Edition a couple times, too. Yeah.
Which, again, is a song I don't really like that much, but it works when you're trying to demonstrate somebody being angry.
Yeah. Yep. So other than the Icon of Sin, the only other, song from classic Doom, or I guess Doom 2 in this instance that I've heard is part of Sean's Got the Shotgun in the first level.
I mean, obviously it plays the classic Doom 3 in the opening cutscene, but that's also because that's the Doom 2016 theme. And then,
of course.
It plays Victory on the second level.
Yeah, I didn't quite notice that.
Yeah. No worries, I can point it out someday before we die.
All right, or I'll just replay the level and try to listen for it.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever's easier. So yeah, seems to be okay so far. Nothing I would consider groundbreaking, but you know how Mick Gordon's fans are. Everything he makes is pure gold.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not that way towards any artist or game developer.
I'm sure we probably are at something, but
yeah,
who cares? We're allowed to.
Yep. All right. So that is all we have to say. Hopefully we will beat the game soonish.
Yeah.
Might do a full review.
Do you want to do a full review later? Or do you want to just break it up into different sections? We've done this could be the first 3 levels, and then we could do, once we get to level 6, we could do 1 or something like that.
Nah, I'd rather just do it all at the end.
Yeah.
Just focus on trying to beat it.
That's a good idea.
I'm assuming a lot of people already have by now.
Mm-hmm.
We're just kind of coming late to the party.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather just beat it.
Is it
Straight up.
really is the journey really about getting to the end, or is it the things in between? Someone smart said that once.
Yeah. I mean, we're
All
not
right.
just going to talk about the end. We're going to talk about, the other levels too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is it.
Leave any comments about if there's anything you want us to talk about, or your own personal thoughts on Doom Eternal.
Yeah. Also, let us know what you think about the new Doom 64 port, which I haven't played too much of it. Rob probably hasn't even touched it yet,
Yeah, not yet.
but we might talk about that next time too.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace out.